Because I was even questioning it today. I was like, when I said yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I really meant that because I didn't know how things were going to work out when I got home.
Sure.
I've been up since 4:30 this morning.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I had a 6:30 meeting and it was chaotic.
Do you guys ever do the meetings does anybody ever jam you up with a meeting on a Friday afternoon?
No, they don't do that. Does your work do that?
No, because I yell at people when they do.
You're like, no!
I'm like, I basically say, who does that?
You put them on the spot, and then they're like, all right, I guess I won't do that again. Yours is on?
Yeah. So I got one. Just give me...
Yeah, I hear it.
Well, test.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
All right, so you're on... Because Jamie's not here. I want to kill his mic.
Yeah, we don't want to hear an echo in the background. Jamie's not here? Really?
Hello? Okay, give me a test. See,
Hello?
so
Hello?
1, 2.
You got it?
Yeah, we're good.
Let's rock.
Let's
It's
do
only
it.
me and you, man. And we only did that one other time, right?
Yeah.
Usually we have like a guest jump in. Jerry. Where's our Jerry?
Jerry probably would have came. I just didn't think to call him this time. I did reach out to Marcus. Marcus yelled at me and he said, via text, he goes, I've been busting your balls about all the mistakes and stuff that you made on not mistakes, but all the things that you've been talking about, because he'll text me after he listens to the episode.
Yeah, and you say what we did wrong.
Yeah. Like our most egregious thing was, I think, a Stanley Kubrick reference where we didn't know whether he was alive or dead.
Yeah. Well, it was you two. That wasn't me. I had no idea who Stanley Cooper was for a while. And you're like,
but he was chastising me. And then, so I asked him if he wanted to come on this week's show, and he was basically like, oh, you fucker. He's like, the one day I can't come on.
It's right. I like Marcus.
Yeah, me too.
He's good peeps.
So you're right. There's a ton to talk about.
There is, you know what I mean? There's probably so much to talk about. We're probably going to forget something.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's trailers at the wazoo. There's all upcoming shows.
You ready?
Let's rock it.
All right. 3, 2. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And we are without the dulcet, sexy tones voice of Jamie this week. Jamie got jammed up working his tail off somewhere south of the Mason-Dixon line. But he will be missed. We'll try to do our best without our third leg. So we're recording a little later in the week. Normally we record on a Monday or Tuesday. We're recording on Thursday, the 4th. And so it's a little, but this is usually the day we publish. So we'll see what we can do as far as getting it cranked out.
Well, this actually worked out with everything that released. I mean, if we went on Monday, we would have totally missed out.
Yes. If we would have went, you're right. So what would we have missed out on?
Well, let me think. The Joker trailer? No. That was good. It was the tickets for Endgame and the third final trailer. That was, oh my God. I think it's the best one yet.
Goddamn, did they sandbag us? That one that they did before that, I guess it was the second trailer.
There was like 30 seconds, that's it, of actual footage, of new footage.
Yeah, because they did the black and white little spliced in footage that we already saw. Like you said, 30 seconds of
Real
probably
quick,
new.
I think it is that girl Carter. That was the English accent.
Peggy Carter?
Peggy Carter. Cause
Yeah.
I think, don't quote me on this. I think there's a thing where they all go, because I think they go back in time. They're all their own different storylines.
Oh, interesting.
I think maybe that pops up. I don't know. It's just, why else would you have her have a voiceover in this?
Yeah, and I didn't know whether they were just calling back to the first Thor, the first, all the founding quote unquote members of the original Avengers. And yeah, it's puzzling. If it was Peggy Carter, why would they use her?
Everything's puzzling about this movie because how you. First of all, you look at it. You look at even with the addition of Captain Marvel, who's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
Thanos with all five gems or 6 gems, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, with a thought, they're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm super excited to find out how they level the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny. Let's do the box office real quick, and then we'll get into the trailer talk. This week's box office, this would be last weekend. So last weekend would have been weekend of the 29th through the 30th. Dumbo took the top spot.
I heard it didn't get it was projected to do more, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did 45 million, which wasn't that much. I think it had a lot of competition with Captain Marvel and Us still being in the theaters.
Yeah, and Captain Marvel finally hit the billion mark.
It did.
How many movies is that for Marvel now?
It's quite a few.
We don't need to research it. I was kind of like, it was like a rhetorical comment.
I think Disney made a good move.
Yeah, I think
they acquired Marvel, I think, for like $7 billion or $4 billion. I forget what it was. It wasn't as much as Star Wars. So
I did. So it had to be like $1 or $2 billion. I don't even think it was $1 billion. Because I think the Marvel they acquired was the Avengers. I mean, and before they started making movies about the Avengers, we talk about it on the show all the time. Yeah. They were the redheaded stepchild of the Marvel group.
Yeah, yeah.
You had Spider-Man, then you had the X-Men, then you had the Avengers. Well, Fantastic Four, then the Avengers.
Yeah. So I just looked it up. It was the Walt Disney Company announced a deal to acquire Marvel Entertainment for $4.24 billion. With Marvel shareholders to receive $30.
It was the same as Star Wars then.
Yeah. But I think maybe the stock and cash was different with Star Wars.
Well, yeah, he got a ton of stock with Disney stock. Yeah. He got like $2 billion in Disney stock and I think something like that.
He's going to be, his family's going to live like Rockefellers. You know what I mean? It's going to be generational, that money.
See, I love actually, I don't love the fact that Disney got Star Wars, but I don't want to go down this vein too much, but as a guy like George Lucas's stature, you were already super rich.
Yeah.
Why would you give up your rights to your baby like that?
He's going to die.
You think he's dying?
No, I mean, eventually, life's going to have its way.
I know,
with him.
but if he was already planning on doing 3 more movies, why? I know he took a hit on the prequels.
Boy, did he.
Yeah, I mean, people didn't like him. Well, people don't like the fucking last one either.
No. And he's real happy about that.
He's like, let's see, motherfuckers.
It's not easy, is it?
You deal with these fanatics.
That's right. He probably sends Brian Johnson Christmas cards every year. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Now they hate you more than they hate your movie more than they hated mine.
It's like Trump and Bush. It's like everybody who hated Bush when he was in office, they always thought he was a numbskull and a doofus. And now you got Trump in office and you're like, God, George Bush wasn't that bad, was he?
I know, right? He seemed like a genuine dude.
Yeah, like everybody has. It's like, oh, he's so kind. And so, yeah, but when he was plummeting us into war, it was like, that Bush is a fucking asshole.
Well, the same thing happened with Jimmy Carter. He was a fucking moron in office, and all of a sudden he wins a Nobel Peace Prize. He's done more outside of presidency than he did in.
God, we'd like to get so riled up over that silliness. But with the back to the box office, Dumbo did almost $46 million, which took the top spot. Us is still hanging on to the number 2 spot.
What is that on the tomato meter?
What, Dumbo?
No, I don't care about Dumbo.
Us?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'll take a look. I'll let you know. But Captain Marvel, Us is still kicking ass, really, for a movie that was $20 million budget. It's second weekend.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it was made by
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. I mean, Get Out was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe how well it was done. I mean, you knew where it was going the whole time, but they had a twist that you didn't even see coming.
Oh, this is interesting. When you mentioned the Rotten Tomato meter, it's got the critics have a 94% fresh, and then audience is a 69%, which is not shabby.
Not shabby, but it's not as good as Get Out. Get Out was like, it was like across the board 100 on both.
Yeah, Get Out that really they crushed.
Oh, it was fantastic. But, not shabby either way,
Yeah. Yeah, the dude's, put it this way, dude's going to be working for a good long time with these 2 smash hits. So Us took the second spot. Captain Marvel's obviously still kicking ass. Captain Marvel did $1 billion, so broke the $1 billion mark. And then Unplanned. I don't know what Unplanned is. Anyway, that was 4th in the box office with a distant $8 million. And then finishing up the top 5 is that movie 5 Feet Apart that we keep not interested in.
No, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Would I watch that if it came on TV? Sure, probably. I'll give it a glance.
You have too much to do, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Too much to watch. Don't be wasting your time on a silly movie
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
We don't want to make the mistake of watching movies when we could have watched Infinity War again, right, John?
Exactly, man.
Waste your fucking 2 hours of your life.
Get our priorities
You know
straight.
what's funny? I booked the tickets for Endgame.
Yeah.
Shannon wanted to go, and we're like talking about it after I got the tickets.
Yep.
And I said, I got a babysitter. I got my sister, and she's like, I told her what times from 8:30 till 12:30, and she's like, why so long? I said, it's a 3-hour movie. She goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's a 3-hour and 2-minute
Shan
movie.
said this?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour and 2-minute movie.
Dude, you better just take like a thimble full of water.
No, I'm just gonna wear Depends, man.
I just go piss my pants.
Yeah. No, I've been better. It's just I've been drinking so much coffee lately. It's it runs fucking through me.
Yeah, well, coffee's a diuretic. So that finished up the box office. No doubt. Well, I don't know if it's no doubt, but what's coming out this week? We got Shazam. And we got Pet Sematary.
They've been playing the shit out of Pet Sematary. I see commercials for that. I'm not a Pet Sematary guy. I never cared for the show.
Yeah.
It was on HBO back in the day, right?
I can't remember what we watched it on, but it was from the late 80s, early 90s, I think. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good, especially for the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's dated as fuck right now.
Oh, yeah.
And the new one looks creepy, man.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea. Like they did shift gears though, because like in the first one that they televised was it was the son that got killed, and they put in a Pet Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
In this one, it's the daughter, and so they bring the obviously the grief stricken father brings the daughter back to life, and then he's brushing her hair in the.
Ew. I didn't see the trailer because it doesn't interest me.
He's brushing her hair and I think in the bathtub or something, and a clump like a zombie falls out of her head, and I'm like, kill her! kill her now! Dude, something's not right.
Oh, that's what Walking Dead. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, definitely.
In a minute or two.
But opening weekend.
Yeah.
I'm totally like my first instinct would be Shazam's going to get the opening weekend.
Probably, but like you said on the phone when we were talking the other day, I think Marvel might have did this to upstage Shazam. Now
they're such pricks about it, man.
You know what? And now people are like, I'm not even thinking about Shazam.
Exactly.
I could give a fuck. I'm so.
Do you think it's that? Do you think they just put the spike in?
I don't think it was. I don't put it this way. I don't think it was like, all right, we're deliberately doing this, but I think they just saw we need to release it in sometime in April.
Yeah,
and they're like, fuck it.
Well, think about their track record, right? When any of the DC movies came out, they would like drop like Punisher on that Friday.
Yeah.
Or drop Daredevil on a weekend, and they time it, and it'd be like,
I don't think it's a total coincidence, but I also knowing Marvel, they're just like, at the end of the day, it's like, we're fucking Marvel, you're DC.
Yeah.
You could even release a Superman and a good Superman movie, and we'd still fucking crush it.
Yeah, I mean, Aquaman. How about Jamie?
Man, he dissed the shit out of Aquaman. I didn't feel like getting in any argument with him because I was busy that day, but I'm like, there was the story plots were bad. We talked about that before, but I thought the visuals were good.
Yeah, it wasn't he really, really shit on this movie. I didn't think it was that bad.
Whatever that guy at the Bug's name, what do you call that one guy's name?
Which one?
The enemy of Aquaman with the weird eye.
Mantis.
Yeah, I thought that was cheesy from the beginning anyway.
Or no, Black Manta.
Black Manta.
But
that was cheesy from the beginning anyway. They really went for the comic books there. They should have taken liberties and changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but they have been really true to the costumes. Like, remember when the X-Men came out? They were not going to do Wolverine in his yellow and black with the big wings on his face, and they weren't going to do that. So they put them all in those leather
black jumpsuits, which was stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid because they were like, it wasn't as mainstream as it is now.
Did you ever see the behind the scenes cut of that?
No.
They were like all trying to jump over a wall. He goes, "You can't do this." They're like, "There's no way to get up over the wall."
Oh, because the suits are so tight.
It's like, but that's where Marvel, Disney Marvel, does it right. When they take liberties, like they started off with Captain America in his Captain America suit, which was kind of corny.
But they made it, but when they, sorry to cut you off, but when they wove it into that he was a propaganda sort of.
Yes, but that's how it was originally anyway in the comic books.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I don't know too much about that, but I do know that. But the point was when he actually started getting into the nitty gritty fighting, he had a different outfit on.
Yeah.
Something that looked like more real.
More combat.
Yes. This freaking Manta guy was, I totally agree with Jamie on that cat. It was totally fucking whacked. The CG I didn't think was that bad. He's still trying to compare everything to Thanos and all. You can't do that. Disney is up here, like I'm showing my hand above my head with the level of CG they do and integrating it with their characters.
Oh, dude, they're amazing.
But everybody else is a step behind.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one movie outside Avatar that probably could compete with it.
Lord of the Rings. Like when they did Gollum.
All right. But
that's it.
That's it. That's it.
It's a fair call.
So Jamie's like, he knows movies as well as either of me. We just have different opinions. I thought it was a solid movie. Love the backstory. You know me on a history backstory. Mm-hmm. I dig that shit.
Yeah.
Love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Mm-hmm. I thought the all out war underneath water was badass.
Yeah, that was cool.
But some of the things were cheesy, and they could have done a little bit better job. But again, it's DC. For a DC movie, it was good. It's my second favorite.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman, and then a distant second is Aquaman.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah,
and Wonder Woman was only done right because the director did it well. Oh wait, I'm sorry, the Dark Knight series.
Well, yeah, and I was thinking of the second wave, like the Dark Knight series. So, like the Dark Knight series with the Christopher Nolan stuff, is.
Did you know? I recently read an article since you brought that up.
What?
Christopher Nolan originally pitched Warner Brothers or whoever runs DC that he was going to have a lot of Batman in the first one.
Yeah,
but he wanted like the costume Batman.
Yeah,
but he originally wanted it to be how he did it. Because the first Batman Begins.
Yeah,
he wasn't in the outfit a lot.
True. He was.
And Warner Brothers thought there was going to be a lot of Batman until they saw the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it worked out, man.
Wow, it worked out fantastic. He did.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
And while we're speaking of Batman, I think he turned 80 this week. Yeah. So Batman turned 80. We were going to do a complete show on celebrating Batman and all the things we know and love about Batman. But we're going to put a pin in that one because of all the Marvel trailer and DC trailer goodness that came out.
Too much shit.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Which has got me all jacked up. I'm still more Marvel jacked up, but next week I'll probably be Game of Thrones pulling out I might even watch the last couple episodes from season 7.
All I have to hear is there's 2 notes that start the theme song, and I get
you do it so well.
Chills,
do
man.
it.
It's
do
like,
it.
And I'm like, ay.
I was reading something on Game of Thrones real quick today. They're saying Aegon or whatever.
One of the Targaryens.
One of Jon Snow's dad, his real name. Supposedly he wrote the song of Fire and Ice.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because he was, he liked to sing and all that shit.
Yeah.
I was reading an article on it, but I don't know if it's true.
Well, that's an interesting thing. It's like you hear about the Targaryens and you're like, were they even evil?
Yeah.
They probably weren't.
Just the dad went mad.
Yeah, the dad was crazy.
The dad was crazy, but his brother who was at the wall, the Maester, he wasn't bad.
Yes.
He wasn't bad. So Daenerys isn't bad. Yeah, he has one son that was bad that's like his dad.
Yeah.
He's a fucked up
kid.
But
that's the let's just get into it. So the Game of Thrones Game of Thrones is obviously they're doing a big marketing push right now. This season 8 first episode debuts on the 14th, is it?
Yes, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Okay, so on the 14th, and then they did a big opening with all the cast members in New York City last night.
And they also had a trailer drop this week too, I believe.
Yeah, it's a series of trailers, and they're not. There's no stars or anything in it.
No, there was one. John, they had a trailer that dropped with Jon Snow meeting Arya for the first
really?
time. It was brief. Like you
Shit,
see
I
him,
didn't see that.
and you also see Jon Snow sitting in Brendan Stark's room with Daenerys.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, I might have saw stills of that.
You had to see it. If
Yeah.
if I didn't send it to you, I'd be surprised. I thought I would. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago that popped.
Maybe. But I was referring to.
I know what you're referring to. The one that you're at Winterfell and
Yes.
it's all like
Dude,
winter.
it was so cool, man.
Dude, it was bad. It was badass. I mean, bad in a good way.
Yeah, just they're going real slow. Music's playing in the background, and you see this camera just going over a completely frozen Winterfell that looked like it just went through a battle. Like
And then you see Jon's sword just sitting
Yes.
there at the end. You're just like, oh my god,
I'm
what the
so
fuck happened here?
Oh, he's going to be on SNL this weekend.
Oh, no
Kit
doubt.
Harington.
Why wouldn't he?
And they did. They did a great teaser for the episode. It's Leslie Jones. You know who?
I was gonna watch that. I thought it was just bullshit. I didn't
it's
like
so
that. I
funny.
didn't click on it.
They have Kit Harington dressed up. That was me. Sorry, bad form. They had Kit Harington, and they had him dressed up in like a skin his a bodysuit. Like they basically have him dressed up as Cersei when she's going through the shame.
Oh yeah,
And he's got a silly wig that's kind of not sitting on his head right. And Leslie Jones is behind him and going, shame, shame, and then giving him donuts.
Oh,
So that looks good. Looks like it's going to be entertaining.
we can talk. We'll put Game of Thrones in a pin. Put it in a pin for this week because
Sure.
next Monday we'll probably go through it.
Yeah, needless to say, we're excited as hell for Game of Thrones. Yeah, so opening weekend, we got Shazam, Pet Sematary. You going to Shazam?
Nah, man. I you know me. I got limited
You
time.
gotta pick and choose.
Pick and choose, and it just doesn't appeal to me. It's a big but a superhero thing concept.
Yeah, the kids aren't that stoked about it either.
Nah, nobody is.
Yeah.
But I heard the reviews are good.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
I know you will. You were a Shazam fan.
Yeah, well, I heard of an interesting factoid about Shazam about Elvis, how Elvis was a big fan of Captain Marvel. Shazam.
The original Captain Marvel.
Yeah. The DC's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And his outfits, Elvis in the 70s,
That's where he got the outfits from?
the capes.
Ew.
I know. And he even had a necklace that had a lightning bolt on
Oh
it that
my
he wore.
God.
Elvis
I don't
was
mind
all
a necklace.
fucked up.
I don't mind a necklace. I never liked
Fat Elvis. Could you imagine him going and saying, "Hey, I want to get one of those capes like Shazam."
Yeah, you ever hear the Eddie Murphy stand up when he's talking about Elvis? He's singing like Elvis and he farts and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, baby."
What is it? Lemonade, cool, refreshing drink. So, yeah, not a strong feeling for Shazam. I'd love. I like Zachary Levi. It looks like it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I like him too.
But it might. If I don't hate seeing it in the theater, it might have to just.
And
wait.
also, they're releasing it at the wrong time.
Oh man,
They should have known that Marvel. They had to know when Marvel was going to release Endgame, and you had Captain
Yeah.
Marvel, and you're sitting right in the middle between the two. It wasn't a good time to release a DC movie.
no.
This movie should have been released in the summertime, like August.
August.
You
And
know?
August is tough too because people are on vacation.
But still, I'd rather release in August when there's
Steer clear of them.
yes.
It's like a bully on the playground.
until you can match up to them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're going to take the long way home from school until you can get your ass beefed up enough to go toe to toe with Marvel.
Exactly. Like when Force Awakens came out, nothing was on that weekend. I don't even remember whatever movie. There was Force Awakens and everybody else.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't even get to 10 million, I bet.
Ugh.
And that's what's going to be for this movie. I mean, we just talked about it before. It's like, I mean, they're projecting it's possibility, not saying it will, $1 billion opening weekend.
Jeez.
That's what it be. I said B.
What did Infinity War do? 250? 200?
Domestic, it did 250. Worldwide, I don't remember what it did.
Oof. Boy.
Worldwide, I think it did like 7
It did 2 billion
total.
total. 2 point something billion. 04, 05, something like that.
Right.
And then, no, I don't have that number. Anyway, Yeah, it's gonna break all the records.
I'm just so crazed about how they're gonna do this.
So
And 3 hours, man. Fuck.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's go.
So Avengers Endgame, the final trailer came out. It came out like it just awesome. It starts out with Mark Ruffalo. He's at Avengers HQ, and he's basically says, and I love that they started with him because he basically kicked off Infinity War when he had the conversation. He was the one that had the conversation with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He was the one that had the conversation
Thanos
with Tony.
is coming. Yeah.
And so he set the stage for this big baddie. So I loved how he was the first voiceover in the trailer. And he said, and I wrote it down. It says Mark Ruffalo. He basically says, if we do this, we'd be going in short-handed. And boom, you're like, ooh, you're underdogs already, man.
And you love that.
Yes. Yeah. Who doesn't love an underdog story? You know,
totally.
And then you hear Rhodey saying, yeah, you mean because he killed all of our friends. And you're like, oh, 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
It's totally stoked.
You're seeing Thor sitting on that chair.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything, though. I don't remember.
No. They saw, and the last of the voiceover in the intro was Black Widow saying, we owe this to everyone not in this room to try.
No, it was actually Captain America, wasn't it? Because then he's like saying something. Oh, what did he say?
Well, that was I'm almost positive that was Black Widow for that one, but Cap was definitely the second voiceover in the first trailer.
No, he was a voiceover in this one too. Something about God, man, I've only watched it like 20 fucking times.
Dude, I was watching it at work. I couldn't. I was like I
can't remember.
I was like a 13-year-old that was just going through puberty and had to stand up and do a report.
You got it before me. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm usually the one releasing it to you guys. It was so good, though. So good.
You see Rocket and Nebula, they get reunited. Tony and Pepper get reunited. So obviously that answers the question.
Yeah, Pepper's alive.
Yeah, Pepper's alive, and Tony makes it back.
Well, we already knew from the other trailer he made it back.
Well, the other trailer...
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's right, because he was walking.
He was walking
with the quantum suits.
Well, we assume they're quantum suits, but they probably are.
They are. It's just a ton. There was a lot of rabble. A lot of the rabble online were teasing because they showed Hawkeye with his
mohawk
with
or
his
whatever.
haircut, and then he has a whole sleeve
tattooed up.
Yeah, and someone said, "Tell him he looks like a dad going through a midlife crisis like that." Like,
yeah, his crisis is his wife and kids are no longer there.
I know that. It was just the internet, a bunch of trolls. Bunch of fucking trolls. I was like, shut up.
I'm just so interested. Like, dude, how are they going to do this? Like, and that the end scene with the trailer, who knows when that scene actually takes place? It could take place in the middle of the fucking movie. But where Cap, Iron Man, and Thor, has to be Thor.
Yeah.
Nobody else wears a cape, not that I remember.
Well, just
Doctor Strange, but he's gone.
They didn't show any of the dead people.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be in it. I don't think they're going to be in it until the very end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you see them walking up with Thanos talking. I got the chills with that.
Yeah, man.
Something about, damn, I wish I had written this down.
Well, Thanos was like, and I think I did.
Oh, there you go, John.
He says, voiceover of Thanos, you cannot live with your own failure. As Tony is looking at a picture of him and Peter, right? He's looking at that picture of him and Peter, which is a great picture because they show him as he's like the scholarship recipient for Stark Industries, and the picture's upside down.
Is it?
Like they're two nerds, you know what I mean? They're both doing bunny ears behind each other's heads. But it adds to their relationship. Mm-hmm. And so the way they cut it, and you have that scene spliced in where Thanos is talking, Tony is looking at this picture of him and Peter, and then it says, he basically says, you could not live with your own failure, and where did it bring you? Back to me. And you're like, wow. Yeah. And then they come in with the three of them looking like they're going to go toe to toe with
Somebody
Thanos.
said something about the Trinity. Do you know what that's about?
I know DC's got a Trinity with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
They knew that.
But I didn't know that Marvel had a Trinity.
They always have the Trinity symbol on Thor and Thor's...
on his hammer?
Well, on his hammer had the Trinity. And if you remember Ragnarok, when they're walking in... when she opens up the ceiling, you look down on the floor, it has a Trinity symbol. So does Doctor Strange.
Oh, no shit. I never even
Doctor
noticed
Strange
that.
does when he does his magic, the Trinity symbol always comes
Oh, that's right.
So there's always a Trinity thing.
Dude, have you seen online? There's these little. You just reminded me of something with Doctor Strange. There are these gadgets that some lovable geek had developed. It's basically uses LED and this wand that comes out, and it spins in a way in a pattern that looks like a hologram. So picture if you're holding something, like say you're holding like a flashlight, and then there's like a little propeller on the end, and it spins in a way, and the LED lights blink in a way that it looks like a hologram. They can do shapes and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, really?
Like
yeah, well, it's like the glow sticks when you move them really fast.
Exactly. Only this is like engineered to do exactly holograms. And so, of course, what did the geeks do? I saw this, because I went down a rabbit hole with it. I saw somebody dressing up as Doctor Strange and taking two of them
and doing the magic.
Yeah, dude,
that's badass.
It looks like, and they're turning it, and it's 3-dimensional and everything.
That's cool.
So fucking cool.
So that Trinity symbol showed up a lot in Marvel. I'm not saying that it has any basis to what they're talking about, but I've noticed that Doctor Strange uses it with the Trinity symbol, and in where Thor's from.
Where Thor's Asgard,
from.
Yeah,
Asgard. I've seen the Trinity symbol on his home planet a couple times.
Hey, Asgardians are thousands of years old, so you never know if there's some type of connection to the
mystic arts /
the conception of the universe. With the Big Bang and
right.
It's the ingots that were created that are the Infinity Stones. So there might be some type of tie-in with the symbolism. Yeah, dude, I am totally stoked. And of course, I got my tickets.
We all did. You got opening night though, bastard.
I did get opening night.
I couldn't squeeze that.
Well, I have my own Pepper Potts that runs the foundation, and I said to my wife Cindy, I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to go?" First, I was ready to just. I'll be honest, and I hate the fact that this is going on record, but I was like, "All right, 3 tickets. Yeah. Me, Jamie, and Nick."
I thought the same thing, dude. That's how I got in trouble.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask my wife.
Exactly. And then as I'm looking up tickets, and they looked pretty available because I'm looking them up on Fandango after the post went up on Twitter, and I said, I stopped myself, and I texted Cindy and it was like, "Yo, do you want to go? Do you want to take the boys to open the night?" And she's like, "Hold on, let me see if I can get some tickets." And she got on, and they were disappearing.
Yeah,
they were, and so much so that when I'm talking within 5 minutes, there were all kinds of seats available. I closed the app, opened it up again.
Gone.
They were going.
Well, I told you what
fast.
Movie Tavern did. Movie Tavern originally opened up with a 6 and a 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Right? And within a half hour, they opened up at 6:30. That's where you jumped in.
Yes, that's where we jumped in.
They had to. I heard Fandango said it was the most traffic they've ever had.
Yeah.
On opening.
Well, I sent you that screenshot. The screenshot was you were in a waiting room.
Yeah.
It was
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, what the fuck is that?
I was like, come on, technology, do your thing. So even technology has its limitations, and they weren't prepared, so they had to put a little pause on people while they were buying the tickets. And then I saw this graphic up on it was probably Instagram or Twitter of the Fandango seating chart, and then all the tickets blowing away like the Thanos snap. Mm-hmm. And it was like basically like, dude, your tickets just went away.
It's clever. I heard they're like selling them on eBay for like $5,000. I don't know if people were actually buying them, but people were putting them out there.
Yeah. Well, shit, man, I gotta check my email. I might have won 2 tickets to go to the premiere.
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'll go hang with the Hulk himself,
dude. That's bad.
I would get a signed Thor hammer from the whole cast. Dude, it's so silly, right? I mean,
I hope you win it.
We're grown-ass men.
I hope you win it. Then you can talk them coming on our podcast, and then we actually start making fucking money.
That's right.
Hey, we're introducing Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk.
I'm gonna, be like, hey, how you gonna pay for your hosting fees next year? Well, I'm gonna sell this fucking hammer. Is what I'm gonna do. No, I would cherish it always, just in case Mark Ruffalo's listening. So yeah, totally stoked. They have. What are some of the other things that they pointed out? Captain Marvel was flying the Milano.
Yeah, I saw that. So she was obviously going to wherever they're going to meet Thanos.
Yeah.
And what planet do you think Thanos is on? Some people say Xandar.
Wow, that would be something.
Because he devastated Xandar.
Yeah. And then I heard some people are thinking that it's not Nebula.
Thanos is
Zoe Saldana's character. Gamora's homeworld.
No, but he said it was a paradise. I think that's where he went at the end of Infinity War.
Oh, so you think...
Because he's told her it's a paradise.
And that's why I think that's where he is.
But the picture they showed, it was a devastated planet.
Oh,
when they all walked up on him.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So I don't think it's that planet. I think it's like Xandar or something like that.
Yeah, did you see when he had the gauntlet, he would use the space stone to teleport, right?
I don't think he uses space. That more look like what Thor uses.
No. In the trailer, that's the point I was about to make. In the trailer, it looked like he was using like the Bifrost that Heimdall used.
Yes, that's what it looked like to me too.
Yeah, but why would he be using that if he had the gauntlet?
Well,
and he could travel.
The only thing I can think is they somehow snuck and got a stone away from him.
Yeah,
because I can't imagine. Like I told you before, if they didn't get a stone away from him, how is it even a fair fight? I mean,
that's why it's so good.
I know. That's why I'm fucking going nuts. Because half the movie is going to take place about them going through the quantum realm, and the other half of the movie is going to be about them going after Thanos.
Yeah, dude, that means an hour and a half of like them gauging on the Thanos part.
Oh.
3 hours. Holy shit!
Last 3 hour movie I ever saw. What was Ben-Hur? Was that 3 hours?
No, had to be Lord of the Rings.
Was that 3 hours? Lord of the Rings?
They were 3 hour movies. If not, they're really close. I know the extended editions.
The extended editions were, but I think they weren't.
I'm pretty sure they were 3 hours. I should know. They've already taken.
I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything you say when it comes to Lord of the Rings, man.
They've already taken my fuzzy feet, and my pointy ears. Oh, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Why do we got to go there?
So you see Captain Marvel flying the Milano. And I'm pretty sure I heard that it was written that the Milano is named after Star-Lord's childhood crush, who? Alyssa Milano.
Really? That makes sense. He was from the 80s.
Right?
He was the boss and all that.
Talks about Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, the Milano. Damn right. That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? Nice little nugget.
I love those little nuggets, man. They're fucking awesome. Is that true, though?
I mean, that from what I can't remember the source I got it from, but I don't care if it isn't true. I'm going to believe it's true. And I'm going to tell everybody until it's written in.
Yeah. And then they're like, where'd you hear that from? Disney will get a hold of it.
Yeah, I heard it.
That's actually true. How did he know that?
Yeah. And I don't think we've talked about this too. James Gunn getting did we talk about this?
A little bit. We briefly talked about it.
So if he wrote that, if he had a hand in making that little nugget of like the Milano being named after Alyssa Milano, welcome back to Guardians 3, man.
You know what? I know I said I kind of wouldn't mind them changing it up. Mm-hmm. Maybe not, though.
Well, you had a good point.
I thought it was a little stale in the second one, but
But you had a good point when you referenced if they got Taika Waititi to do it.
Yeah,
that I could see. Like that would still keep the fun and the banter.
Because he was very good in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, that was next
solid,
excellent movie.
Yeah,
and then you also got the Russo brothers. But I think I heard they might be done after this for Marvel anyway.
I'll only accept Star Wars after this for them.
Yeah, no, that's Game of Thrones guys taking on the helm there.
Oh, that's right.
And they're gonna do like an old Republic kind of bullshit, good bullshit.
Yeah.
I could dig that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's all good stuff. So totally stoked about. They're gonna go toe to toe. Oh, one last thing about that I saw. One of the collectibles. Like I'll look at some of the some of the toy manufacturers that specialize in Marvel collectibles or Star Wars collectibles, they'll be part of my feed. Like some of the toy makers of now, like today, they're so sophisticated and so detailed. If you looked at your Luke Skywalker from 1977, the one with the lightsaber that hid in the forearm, that, you'd be like, oh, this is kind of shitty craftsmanship, man. It's like,
but back then it was badass.
Well, you filled in the rest with what? Your imagination.
Not to mention this light's kind of fucking me up tonight.
Is it?
I'm just not used to it, man. I'm just not used to it.
It's an interrogation light.
I felt like, I'm like, what the fuck, John? No, but you said the artwork's so much better?
Well, the artwork's so much better, but one of the toy manufacturers that I follow had done a rendition of Thanos, and it's badass, dude. It's got Thanos kind of sort of leaping with one leg in the air, the Infinity Gauntlet on one hand, of course, and then this double-sided sword. Like it's got almost like what's his name, Darth Maul. Only it's a blade. It's not like a lightsaber, and it's got a blade going down and a blade going up.
Nice.
And there's been rumors. I think we talked about this a while ago, where most of it was bullshit, but some of the rumor mill said that Thanos will be fighting with this big ass sword, and I'm just thinking like he went hand to hand with the Hulk, and also when they almost got the glove off, if he's going to throw down with a sword, shit, man,
he beat the shit out of Thor, man. I know. Like he had Thor walking around like a little fucking puppy, holding his neck. By the way, Thanos definitely looks more badass when he has his gear on.
Yeah,
dude.
The armor.
Oh, it's like he showed up and you're just like that voice. I'm telling you, James,
Josh Brolin,
you're Thanos, man.
Yeah,
that voice. I love him as an actor, but god damn it, it just gets me.
He did a post on Instagram where it was a video where they show the close up of him and his face like straining and like really gritting, and you're like, oh wow, he must be doing like some type of line or rehearsal for Thanos. And then they panned out, and I forget what he said. It was really clever, but they panned out, and he's basically a picture of him on the shitter.
Oh, did you see the picture of him with bruises on his arm and stuff?
Yeah, what was that from?
Hey, he's getting ready for Dune.
Oh, that's right.
He's like doing combat lessons or something like that, so he can get ready for Dune. Starting to film. They're going to start filming soon. That's another day.
It's a good time to be a geek, man.
All I want to do is think and talk about this fucking movie because I don't know what to think. I'm super excited, but I have no idea where they're going to go.
Dude, they've given us so much, to your point.
The guy gave us nothing at the same time. Yes. Probably a lot of nothing.
Yeah. And here's the thing that's really fucked up is that some of the footage might not be even in the movie.
Yeah, that whole fucking Thanos thing where he's talking probably wouldn't even be in the fucking movie.
And we don't care.
And people are, I still haven't seen the goddamn Hulk. People are all...
Yeah. He's in the posters. As Bruce Banner, not as the Hulk.
He was in the posters last time as the Hulk.
Yeah, he might pull a switcheroo. He was in the posters as the Hulk last time. The Hulk didn't show up except for the beginning. And now he's in the posters as Bruce Banner, which probably is deliberate because it's all deliberate. It's deliberate because they probably don't want to set the expectation on who's going to show up.
Yeah.
Fucking
us up, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of shell game, man.
Oh, it's total shell game, man. Because you don't even know where they're going to start with. Are they going to start with Tony in space? Are they going to start... I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Are they going to start with Captain Marvel fucking showing up?
Well, we know she shows up. Where's Nick Fury?
Yeah, and that's... Cap has a beard at that point.
That's true.
So it has to be somewhat early on.
Yeah. So many possibilities. And then there's how does it end?
And what is the post-credit scene?
Yes.
Somebody was asking me that today. He goes, most post-credit scenes usually lead into the next movie a little bit, give you a little tidbit.
Yeah.
This is such a monumental movie. It'd be like almost anticlimactic if they have a post-credit scene leading into Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would be silly.
That would be silly. Now, here's my theory. And the guy I was talking to loved this theory.
Mm-hmm.
What if they have a post-credit scene where you see a silver board?
I was thinking about that.
Oh, how awesome would that be? Maybe that's why they rushed to get this, because they wanted to add this post-credit scene in.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Because you don't even have to have a silver, just have this post-credit scene with the silver board.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little thing, tribute to it in some kind of way where they reference it. Because there's a Galactus is the next baddie.
I hope so.
And you don't even have to do anything with Galactus or Silver Surfer for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have this hint about what could be coming down the pike behind Thanos.
Yeah. Because I would, and I said this before, I would love for them to introduce this next phase that includes the Fox acquisition.
Yeah. Something
that hints along the lines that we're going that way. Oh, speaking of which, I saw a post. It was a rumor, I think, in the Hollywood Reporter, where they talked about. It doesn't take rocket science to put this together. That Deadpool's going to be around, of course, for a 3 and a 4 and however many.
Yeah, I heard. I saw the post too. That Ryan Reynolds posted, I thought, or something like that. This is going to live on.
Yeah. So it'd be fucking monumentally stupid if they didn't.
How do they tie that in now, though?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Disney's in the process of just releasing movies like DC and all them just to release.
Disney is, Marvel isn't.
Yeah, because they do. Yeah.
Disney, I don't trust Disney.
You trust Feige.
I do. In Feige, we trust.
Damn right, man. That fucking guy hasn't let me down yet.
No.
Not even Captain Marvel. It wasn't great, but it was still good.
Yeah. Yeah. To Jamie's point, it was a lot better than Aquaman.
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot better than Aquaman, but it was better.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
I think Captain Marvel was like a B, Aquaman was a B minus.
Yeah. That's all good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All good stuff.
Ah, man, I enjoy my time going to the movies, so.
Yeah. And there's a lot to see, for sure. So, what do you think? We think we squeezed all the juice out of this trailer?
So much more.
Yeah.
I could.
Because
I don't know where to begin or to start or to end because there's just not enough data. There's not enough there, but I want more.
Yeah.
I'm just have to wait fucking 3 weeks, dude, like the rest of us. And dude, I swear to God, do not spill the beans to me.
No, come on.
I know
man.
you won't, but man, I know. Dude, if I ask, don't tell me.
If Cap dies, I got to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. John, I love you, but I got a black in your eye, man.
Real quick, it's Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday. It's Iron Man's birthday today.
Yes.
We got to pay a little homage to that guy.
He turned 54.
He started this thing.
Yeah, happy birthday, RDJ.
Yeah.
Yes, he brought us many. He kicked off this Marvel happy
goodness, as you would say. Goodness. Yes. Use a coin phrase from John Ahern.
I have a few in my satchel.
You do?
So yes, there's plenty. We could probably go on and on and on about the possibilities of what's going to be happening in the MCU with Endgame. But there was actually more good news, not good news, but more interesting news in the Geekosphere. There was a Joker trailer finally dropped. Joker. This was the movie that nobody asked for, I think. I mean, everybody. We talked about this a long time ago when they were going back and forth. There was Joker confusion because we had Jared Leto. I know.
I'm sorry. He's probably the worst Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made him look like a gang thug, dude.
I mean, come on. He's got the competition was Jack Nicholson.
The cartoon with Mark Hamill was better than him.
I agree. And
Jared Leto is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
But he's a method actor.
Totally.
And he just tried to incorporate modern gang to Joker. And that's not what the Joker was. The Joker was just a guy who just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's not some cholo or some, Russian mafia guy or anything like that. And then they did things like the tattoos were like so on the nose and so obvious.
Yeah.
The platinum grill that he had.
That was horrible.
It was all flamboyant.
Because the platinum grill, it wasn't believable because the Joker doesn't care about any of that shit.
cares about chaos, man.
Chaos and laughing about it.
Yeah.
He's not going to care about getting fucking tattoos. He don't give a fuck about a tattoo.
No. It was a poor depiction of him. For sure.
mean, outside, because everybody else has played the Joker has done a fantastic job. I mean, obviously with
Heath Ledger, yeah.
Heath Ledger being the best, because it made me believe in a person today could become a person like that, because that's what a good actor does, especially when you're grabbing a comic book character and making it something believable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that, and that's what I think they're trying to do with this next iteration. They're trying to
set up a backstory,
and take a different poke at it. I mean, we talked about this a long time ago, which was, I don't want to know Joker's backstory. That's the best part about him, you know.
I know, this kind of intrigues me about it, though.
I know, that's where I'm going exactly. Mm-hmm. Like the trailer, it was good.
Yeah, it was
really compelling, man.
Yeah, it shows that he was in the beginning like he was like a shy guy almost to a degree.
His mama's boy. Yeah.
And, you know, you got like bullied half the time. Mm-hmm. And then it's almost like he just snaps one day and just fucking loses his marbles and just, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, and in the footage that they showed in the trailer, it started out with him and they did that. They started in with this almost operatic version of, and I want to say it was Louis Armstrong or something, but do this smile and that song, which was, I thought, was set a really great tone. But you see him walking, you know, the feet shuffling in, they're splicing it into his relationship with his mother. He does this thing where he's writing in a book, mm-hmm. and when he's writing in a little spiral notebook, and it says people expect you to behave like you won't, or like you don't. I can't remember mm-hmm. exactly. And I looked at this in the trailer because that's what I do. Above that is, did I write it down? Yeah, it says people expect you to behave as if you don't. And then it also said above that, it said the worst part about having mental illness. So obviously they're not hiding the fact that he's touched in the head. He's a little goofy.
Yeah, it's the whole point of the Joker.
Yeah, he's a madman.
Yeah.
Right? And so, but then there was a scene where he's actually walking towards, like he works at Arkham Hospital.
I saw that. Maybe he starts out there like as a worker. Not starts out, because he starts out when he was younger. Maybe he gets a job there as like a worker, and he starts like going getting nuttier and nuttier as he works. I don't know, but it is intriguing.
I think he recruits from there, just like in Nolan's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is intriguing how they're going about it. I still, like I told you earlier, I thought it would have been a better backstory if they started him out somewhere else besides Gotham.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I mean, because that's the only thing I have against DC. It's like Batman. Every Batman movie's Gotham. Every Superman movie's Metropolis. I mean, that's where one thing Marvel does a good job at. It's like, dude, we use the whole entire fucking world.
Yeah, but they do use New York a lot.
They do use New York a lot, but
Marvel does.
Yeah, they don't limit themselves to New York.
True.
You know, I mean, there are all kinds of different circumstances.
Different planets, different countries.
Wakanda, they make up countries, whatever.
Yeah, that was the one for Ultron, right? Then they make up like a Eastern Bloc country.
What is that called? Sokovia.
Sokovia, that's
because the Sokovia Accords, they mentioned that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all kidding aside, it looks like a fantastic trailer. I just had a little gripe because I was looking for a backstory because Heath Ledger's character came out of nowhere. Nobody knew where he came from.
Yeah.
So him being from Gotham means that there's a backstory. That people could find out his backstory. That's what I was hoping that they wouldn't be able to find.
Yeah. Because because when you know about somebody's, like if for Batman, right? Batman's the
ultimate detective.
Exactly.
So you're telling me he could never figure out who the Joker was or where he came from being from Gotham and being the richest guy in Gotham and having all. So that right there, that's a red flag for me because, I mean, have him come from outside Gotham, like maybe Canada. Fuck, who knows?
But that was the best part about the Nolan thing is that the Joker was out pacing Batman.
Yes.
You know, and so if you the audience doesn't know his backstory, then it's easier to take on or accept that Batman can't figure it out either.
Right.
You know, and if he can, and if he does, he's going to fucking dismantle you.
Yeah, because that's what he does.
Yeah. So now we know Batman's Joker's backstory in this movie, and that's why I was like, why are we doing an origin story for Joker? And as good as this trailer looks, and I'll be buying tickets, no doubt, I don't like the fact that they're doing a Joker backstory.
If they pull it off, if they do it right, it could be really great.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like you said, it's a movie we really didn't want.
Yeah. And then they would have...
Sometimes they're the best movies.
That's true.
I remember when...
Who wanted an Iron Man movie?
Nobody did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck no, man. I had no interest in Iron Man. I didn't even like Robert Downey Jr. before this because I thought he was a spoiled little fucking brat.
Yeah.
You know, and now I love the fucking guy. I envy the guy. So, I mean, exactly. It's...
Thor. Ugh.
Yeah. Boring character.
Now he's like one of my favorite characters.
He is my favorite character, dude. He's a badass, dude. But it's to the point of everything that goes on.
I'm just thinking about...
I have a man crush on Chris Hemsworth in Thor. Hell yeah, dude.
But the conversation that he was having when he was on the Milano, when he's talking about,
Rabbit, yeah.
Killed my father, or killed my sister. And he talks about all the tragedies in his life.
Then he said something at the end. What did he say? Oh, fuck, I forget, dude. It was funny.
That's Rabbit and Tree.
Yeah. I am Steve Rogers.
I'm Groot. But back to the Joker stuff. The Joker stuff, you see him, they tell a lot of the story in the trailer. He's mild-mannered, meek, mama's boy with mental issues. Your assumption is that something happens to his mother and he's left on his own devices. His mother instilled with him a desire to be good. And then that's when you see where he's dressed up as a clown, he's doing the board flipping, and then he gets the shit beat out of him in the alleyway when the kids steal his board.
I hope that's not when he turns, because that would just be stupid.
Well, there's that. And then there's the scene where he's on the subway to where he's just laughing by himself, which looks like he's teetering on the brink.
And then he's getting beat and he's still laughing.
And then you start seeing him dance. You know, then you start seeing him dance down the steps, and he goes through this full transformation, and you see him come out with we perceive as the end state of the Joker. And you also see scenes where there's other people in Joker's masks. I do, but you know, see, I was hoping, and I'm still hoping. I'm hoping for this, that it's a ridiculously tragic event that changes him. Yeah. Because if it's just slightly over time, I don't know. It just seems like anticlimactic for the nutbags of all nutbag. Yeah. You know, because it just doesn't make it believable to me. And believable to me would be, all right, you know, he's a simple-mannered guy, mama's boy, da-da-da. Yes, something happens to his mother, but something so fucked up that he just loses it. Well, there is a storyline where he plays the Red Hood, and he gets talked into it. I can't remember what the Joker storyline. They do an origin story where I think his wife dies or his girl dies. He gets talked into committing a crime at the chemical factory, and then he goes into the chemicals and he becomes the Joker. I mean, that's been him going into a vat of chemicals has been pretty the main backstory. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them using a little bit of that, but like I said, use it with intelligence. Like, I'm really tired. Don't mind me. No worries. Use it with a little sense of like what Marvel does. They take a little bit of it and then they do a little twist to it that's good, not the Mantha or whatever that freaking bullshit was. You know? Yeah, and look wise, aesthetic wise, tonally, the beats. It looks like an old Scorsese film. It really,
And I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Because
I love that.
You're not just shoving a superhero or supervillain down my throat.
Yes.
And this is the first one. Is this the first villain besides the Thanos one? But that was more of an
For DC?
For anybody, straight up. Origin story.
And then they're going to do they're doing a Harley Quinn one with the Birds of Prey. They're shooting that, by the way.
Yeah.
Did I tell you? I said
You did say that.
My buddy went and met, he got on set and he was able to meet Margot Robbie. Yeah, lucky son of a bitch.
What did he say? How is she really?
He just said she was so grounded and down to earth.
Yeah,
cool.
but that's great. But how did she look?
Because
you know how those Hollywood Scarlets, they look like one thing, and then you actually fucking. I've never done this, but I've heard people actually see people in real life, and you're like, God, they look good, but they're not like they look on TV and shit.
Oh yeah. They look real. You know, they have pores, they have wrinkles, they have they look age appropriate.
Margot Robbie.
So, dude, and I've heard the opposite too, where some people have met people that have that are to your point, starlets that are beautiful, and they've met them. They're like,
they really are that beautiful,
like even more so, like because now they're right in front
I
of
heard
them.
Charlize Theron's like that.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah, right.
Whew.
Yeah.
Shut up. And she's doing that new movie with Seth Rogen where she's...
Oh, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks kind of funny, dude.
It looks great.
Seth Rogen, that motherfucker. Ugly as sin, but he always gets the good roles.
Dude, he is crushing it,
yeah,
man.
He is.
He
He's
just
so
opened
hilarious.
up his own weed company up in Canada.
Dude, did you really?
Yeah.
Because it's all legal now. They want legal across the board.
Yeah. Dude, he's got like a legit business up there.
We should fucking invest.
I'm sure you could on stocks,
we
public
should.
companies.
That shit's gonna fucking go take eventually, maybe 5-10 years from now. Once it goes to the United States, boom.
Mike Tyson's got a 40-acre.
We saw that
in California.
That fucking guy needed to invest in something outside of Tiger.
That's a great conversation.
Yeah.
He was on Joe Rogan's podcast and he talked about how he got a fucking tiger. And he's like, I don't know. I was talking to this guy. He said, I could get you a tiger.
Dude, you do a good impression there, bro.
He's like, I'll get you a tiger. I'll get a tiger. So I got a fucking tiger. And that's what he did.
I do insurance, just something like that. You can't find insurance for a fucking tiger. It's like one of those things. No, man.
Okay, I'll insure it. It'll be $1 million a year. How about that?
Yeah. They probably not even that. They probably
whoever's insuring Tom Cruise when he does those stunts in those movies. That's the only person that will take on a tiger for Mike
That
Tyson.
motherfucker sold us. We always talk about it. He sold his soul to the devil, man.
Yeah.
It was like
Definitely.
it was bedazzled.
Yeah, for sure. So I am looking forward to this movie. I still am skeptical about the whole premise of an origin story for the Joker, but if it takes off and they do a little nod to Batman,
They have to do some kind of. You don't have to show Batman, but you have to have a nod to him.
You got to lead into.
You're doing a fucking Joker movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just fucking asinine not to have at least a nod to him.
Well, they did a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
I refuse to watch that fucking movie. I heard it's decent, but I still refuse to watch it.
It's not great. It's okay. You know, it's
I don't want to waste my time.
go watch Infinity War again.
Oh, you bet your ass I'm going to watch it a couple times this month.
Oh yeah. I wonder if we could squeeze in all 20 movies.
There's somebody was saying they were paying somebody like $1,000 to do that. It was it was on the news.
To marathon all those movies?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But I think you got to not go to sleep.
Oh, like you got to watch them straight through without sleeping.
I think I didn't read the whole thing.
I just need to get some.
I saw it. It was like a cool little article, and then I saw something that they were doing it in California. I said, "Fuck it, I'm not flying to California to do that."
Fly me to California. Hold me up at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to it. But I'm dying to see what else comes out after this. This is the very first trailer, right? You know they're going to do 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, but I don't really think they're going to release too much information because they just want enough, like any other trailer. But this is kind of different because you're dealing with a character that's beloved.
Yeah,
even though he's bad, but he's probably the most beloved supervillain
It's the crown prince of crime in Gotham.
He is. I mean, so you don't want to reveal too much just because nobody knows his origin story.
True.
So you don't want to reveal too much where people aren't going to go to the movies and actually see this.
Yeah, or they could just turn it right up on its head and be like, yeah, you know this motherfucker, and he is crazy as shit, and he will kill your ass, and he is just demented and ill, and he's going to ravage anything that comes across him. We'll see.
But you know what? I don't even think you're going to see the him as full Joker until like the last 5-10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, if it throws with the same beats that the trailer did, then yeah, it probably wouldn't be till towards the end.
Yeah, sticking his fingers in kids' mouths, pushing it up.
Oh, so
creepy,
like, what the
man!
Fuck
is that
so fucking creepy?
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Walking Dead wrapped up its season finale.
Yeah. I wasn't too impressed with it.
The one before that
was mind blowing. I was like, what?
Dude, you started talking about it, and this wasn't the last episode of the season, but the second to the last episode of the season. And spoiler alert, you were talking about it, and you said, did you see it? I said, I watched it last night.
And I said, don't tell me, because I didn't watch it yet.
No, I think you had seen the second to the last.
I did.
And you went, oh my God. And you said something about Henry. And I was like, and then I realized.
Oh, no. What happened was it got cut off. My DVR got cut off.
Mine got cut off too.
Everybody's did. Yeah, the walking, the thing they do afterwards.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, is that his name?
Hardwick
apologized.
He wishes he was Hemsworth.
Yeah. Duh. But he apologized for, he goes, so I didn't watch the last 10 minutes until the next day.
Yeah, me too, dude.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, dude.
And I was blown away. He had, 7-8 people that got their heads cut off?
Yes, man. And it was the girl, what's her,
Enid.
I could not believe Enid got her head.
Yeah, Enid and Henry bought it. Everybody else, I wasn't so much like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I didn't even know half of them, so.
The fact that she, they probably went by the way of that wire that she would cut people's heads off with. Alpha would cut people's heads off with. And then I was like, oh, damn, they're up on pikes and they're dead. And then I'm like, shit, they're zombies.
Yeah.
And their mouths are moving and shit, and they're still alive with no body.
She didn't fuck around.
Ugh.
But what got me the most is I thought Carol would lose her shit.
Yeah.
And she didn't right away. Seems like she's teetering that now.
Yeah.
She's got to get away from the kingdom because he grounds her, and she doesn't want to be grounded right now.
Yeah.
Seems like she just wants to let loose. And I can't wait to see that when it happens. And there will be a moment when she goes head to head with Alpha.
Yeah.
I think it's her. That's going to be the
Carol's badass too.
Dude, Carol fucks some shit up.
Yeah.
And she's like going fucking AWOL. Oh, man, you don't want to fuck with Carol.
Didn't someone on the road fuck with Henry and she lit him up on fire while they were sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when she was going to the sanctuary.
Yeah.
That one time.
She walked in. It's real quiet, poured gas around that.
Yeah, Henry didn't know anything happened.
Yeah.
Because they came and they took all the food and stuff from there was the old sanctuary people.
Yeah.
They took all the food from her and Henry, and she just let him have it. And he's like, "What do you mean, Mom? Let him have it." He goes to sleep. She tracks him down, fucks them all up,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Dude, she scares the shit out of me. And then I think the fear's coming back, right?
Yeah, I did see some trailers for
But did you see the only thing you did see the end of Walking Dead? That sounded like Morgan on the radio.
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
What, dude, when they walked away?
Yeah,
and there was a voice coming through. It sounded like Morgan to me.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Morgan at that point, but that makes sense. That would be cool.
Yeah, but I think the fear of Walking Dead's going to maybe one more season.
Yeah.
I don't really watch it that often. I didn't watch this season too much.
I haven't watched it in 2 seasons.
It just doesn't interest me.
Yeah. I get enough with Walking Dead.
Yeah. And Walking Dead's pushing the envelopes because they still, like I told you months ago, I want to see a hint of an ending.
Yeah. Some type of cure or some type of whatever.
Well, I still think, what's her face? The good daughter, that was her name.
Oh, Judith.
And any kid born from her, from there back,
might have some antibody or something.
Is immune to it. And I think Shannon was like, well, why don't they there's been other kids been born. I said, well, when the kids are born, they usually just get eaten.
Well, Henry would have been born, right?
No, Henry's older than Judith.
Oh, that's right.
Judith is only like in a new show is like maybe like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So, and she was,
And she's a little badass.
oh, she's awesome, man. I swear she's not fucking firing that gun though. That fucking gun is super powerful. I fired a 9mm a couple weeks ago, and that fucking thing has a kick.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what a 44 fucking has.
I know. That thing would be planted in her head. She'd wind up in the next
Oh
county.
yeah, fuck that shit. But
It'd be like Deadpool when he cranked up in Deadpool 2 when he cranked up Josh Brolin's gun. Cable's gun.
yeah. Oh, this thing's awesome.
It's got some kick.
But I can't. I was telling Shannon. I said all this shit's going on. I said, damn. I just keep waiting for Rick to pop out somewhere and kick everybody's fucking ass.
I know. Yeah, Norman Reed he's gone on record as saying like if they try and get me off this show, I'll burn everything to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick's gonna come back.
I hope
You
so.
don't leave it open like that if he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted him off the show,
You put his head on a pike. Like
I know
they
they're
do with the
making
other
movies
fuckers.
separate from him, but they left it open for him to come back.
Is there anything I should check, see if the IMDb's got anything slated for Walking Dead movies?
Yeah, he's supposed to have 3 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I read when he first went off the show, because I was like, what the fuck? But they left it open.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be wherever that helicopter took him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have his own backstory into that.
Yeah.
So there's something going on with that.
He was the heart of the show, man, and it's still keeping me in there. But it was so much better with him at the helm.
But I have to admit, though, doing a little time jump and him not in it has rekindled me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not like I was like 3 seasons ago where I just couldn't fucking wait when we were like, it's almost like a Game of Thrones, like.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I dig it where they're going with this now. Now I just need you to come full circle and start hinting towards an end.
Dude, if you got bit and you're gonna turn, what are you doing? Of course you're spending it. Don't do that. I'm gonna spend it with my family and my loved ones and all.
Well,
that
you
shit.
actually only get like 24 hours before you fucking turn.
So
anyway.
you say goodbye to everybody and all that stuff.
What do I do?
Would you blow your brains out? Would you? I know it's a kind of dark subject, but like,
Probably blow my brains out, dude. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'd probably just take a lot of fucking drugs and go away.
yeah, but then you'd be a zombie. You need someone to scramble your brains.
Shit. I don't know. I've never really thought about that. Fuck,
For
man.
another podcast, we'll talk about that.
Nah, I'd probably blow my brains out.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah. You got to,
Or get somebody to blow my brains out
you
for
can't
me.
be a zombie. I mean, that's just out.
Ow, I don't want to be a zombie. Fuck no, man.
Like in Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
He kept his buddy.
Not
He
unless
kept-
they're close to finding a cure. Then yeah, I can be a zombie for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, could you imagine that? You imagine that? You're like,
It's like I Am Legend, right? Could you imagine like coming back from something like that? Like, oh, dude.
wait, did you see The Mist?
No, I never saw The Mist.
Ooh, check that movie out, dude.
Is it like a zombie movie?
It's I believe it's Stephen King.
I heard of it. Yeah.
Mist comes in, and it looks like there's probably some type of dimensional portal where these creatures come into Earth, and like fucked up creatures.
It's like Annihilation kind of thing.
Yeah, well, like, but it's all in the mist.
Well, Annihilation wasn't Natalie Portman, was that?
Yeah, it was some like big weird bubble or.
And then she ended up being the alien at the end.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
No, it's no problem. I had no desire to. See
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I only watched it because it had good reviews. It had Natalie Portman. It didn't really tickle my fancy at the end.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it wasn't something I was rushing to the theater for. So anyway, anything else, Nicholas?
Man, it's probably a lot more. I'm just forgetting.
Your brain is all bubblegum.
Yeah.
those babies kept you up last
Well,
night.
it's not only that. There just was so much this week. There was a lot of.
There's a ton. I'm thinking, did I miss anything? I'm sure I did.
Yeah, we did. I got nothing. That's why we need a third partner. You always the third person always.
Oh, did I tell you real quick? I watched the whole season of Wayne.
Wayne? What the fuck is Wayne?
Oh, dude. So Wayne is this series on Google streaming service. You can get it. Do yourself a favor. Put it on your list. It's the main character reminds me of Clarence Worley from True Romance, Christian Slater's character.
Oh, really?
Only he's a high school kid he's real quiet and real good, sort of, but has this sense of justice and doing the right thing. But he solves things with like his fists and fucks people up. Like, and it's like a dark.
His name's Wayne.
His name's Wayne.
Yeah, I always
and,
assumed that.
and he's from South Boston, and he's got like a real
Park
rough
the car.
Yeah. And so Google will give you a month for free, and all the episodes are out. So as long as you put a reminder on your phone that says cancel this after I watch the series, you can watch the whole
really
thing
good?
for free. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Is it like funny too?
It's funny too.
Wow.
Like
You have to remind me.
like there's a part where Wayne, you don't know this, but Wayne has a history, and when he goes into high school,
I didn't even know Google had a streaming service.
yeah, I know they're not really good at advertising it, but when you go into when he goes into his high school, like people see him and they like even big dudes like steer clear of him.
Because he's crazy.
Because he's crazy and he'll fuck your ass up. They go and eventually he gets into some trouble and the cops come and the principal, they're doing these interviews with the kids that know Wayne. And the one kid, he's like, oh yeah, Wayne. And he starts talking about him and he goes, wait, are you recording this? And he's like, Wayne, hi buddy, you're the best. He goes, you don't understand. You guys, I'm not afraid of you guys, but he'll come to my house. Like that, and it's just great, man. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So it's a recommendation. Check it out if you need.
I have to look it up.
So all right, well, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Yes, you can find us on all the social medias, and we're at NJJ Show, and you can find us on pretty much everywhere you can subscribe to a podcast. iTunes, Google, Stitcher. We even have some audio versions of the podcast on YouTube. So if you're really digging the show, let us know. Give us a subscription, give us a like, give us a star, whatever the method of appreciation you choose. And last but not least, have an awesome week.